Vibes were not great week 2 for Notre Dame because they lose to NIU, and then they became a punchline on social media. Everyone's saying, well, Marcus Freeman can't do this. Remember the Marshall game? Is this a trend? What about Notre Dame? Are they fraudulent? Is Marcus Freeman the right guy? You heard that. Is Marcus Freeman the right guy at Notre Dame? You look up now at the end of the year, Notre Dame has punched their ticket to the college football playoff. They have not lost since then. Give Notre Dame their flowers, man. Like, give them their bouquet because they deserve it at this point. They deserve it. We'll unpack as to why here in a second. Make sure you're subscribed. College football, nothing but college football on this wonderful platform that is the On3 YouTube channel right here on the show, The Hard Count. You're a college football sicko because you're probably watching this video at work. Maybe you're supposed to be studying for finals, but you're like, that can wait. I got to get my fix. Thank you for that. Get dialed in right here. Make sure you're subscribed so you can stay a little bit of a – you can get more of your fix as a college football sicko because we're kind of on the same page there. Give Notre Dame their flowers. Lost week 2, haven't lost since. They're in the college football playoff. Vibes are tremendous. And here's the thing that's most interesting to me because you look at who Notre Dame had to beat to be here, and it's very easy to breeze past it and say, well, yeah, they should have beat Army. They should have beat Navy. Florida State was abysmal. They should have beat them. USC, they were in a different spot. Quarterback, they should have beat them. Yeah, on paper, but guess what? The game's not played on paper. The game is played during the week. The game is played on grass. And the game is played by people. And after they lost to NIU, the opportunity for the people in that building, on that roster and in that locker room, on that staff, had a chance to splinter, point fingers, and to just have a woe is me, discombobulated feeling about this whole situation. And honestly, if they did, nobody would have blamed them. Like taking a gut punch to NIU the week after, beating Texas A&M at their place, and having just that massive mood swing of just elation to just pure embarrassment and borderline college football depression. Like, I have to believe now that was a very difficult ship to try and steady. So you know how you steady that ship? Maturity, leadership, culture, adults. Give Marcus Freeman a ton of credit for instilling within his team the resilience and the ability to take a gut punch and embarrassment like they did against NIU and turn that into fuel, turn that into like a fight or flight mentality. Because honestly, like outside of Oregon, who feels better about themselves right now than Notre Dame? Oh, wait, I don't know there's a team because after you lost that game, what have you done since then? You have the number 1 victory margin in college football. You have a chance now to just relax during conference title weekend, hang out, probably have a little watch party out there in South Bend and watch the SEC championship game and the Big 12 championship game and all that and the like. You get to watch now knowing your ticket is punched to the college football playoff after you haven't lost since week 2. You got to feel good about yourself. Yes, because you did what you did, but also you did what you did after having to be in fight or flight mode since week 2. And there's 2 ways to look at the fight or flight, I think, gauntlet they've had to run here. What I mean by fight or flight is ever since they lost to NIU, the margin for error has been 0. You probably thought, hey, 11-1 Notre Dame makes it in, but that one loss nobody had penciled in week 2. Maybe you had it week 1, but not week 2. And so the fact that they've had to grit their teeth and bring playoff football energy to every single game now, there's 2 things that are, I think, on the table here. One is the exhale effect. When you exhale, you let down. You go from bringing your best to the table to, okay, well, hey, mission accomplished. Nobody thought we'd make the college football playoff after losing to NIU. We're good now. Let's move forward, whatever. Got through the finish line, and then you get beat the first round of the college football playoff. That's what the exhale effect would do to you. I think the other opportunity here, though, is that the fight or flight they've had to be in the last few weeks, the last few months is a better way to say it, that could be the weapon. Because you have a lot of teams now, yes, they say they're in fight or flight or they believe it's a must-win game, and for some teams that's true, but not like Notre Dame. Not since September have you been in fight or flight mode. So for Notre Dame now, they've been living in playoff football for a long time. I wonder how much of an advantage that is for them when they meet somebody, whether it be in South Bend or somewhere else. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. But that could be the weapon for them. I think that honestly could be the overall edge for them in a spot like this. We talk about experience so much being a differentiating factor. Notre Dame haven't played a playoff game exactly this year explicitly, but they've played playoff games since the NIU game. And I think that's worth noting. Now, as we look to the future, here's what I think is the most encouraging thing if you're a Notre Dame fan. On the recruiting side of things, Marcus Freeman has crushed it in the summers early on in the cycles. Then what happens? as things progress, I think recruits, I don't know exactly what the reasoning is behind this, but I'd have to believe recruits, as they sit with the idea of actually going to South Bend, Indiana, and they're from the Southeast or they're from the West Coast or wherever, probably far from home, it's hard to have that commitment stick. Not just like overall, but we've seen at different points there has been commitments that have not stuck for Notre Dame that are high profile. Peyton Bowen last cycle, Keon Keeley last cycle, Deuce Knight. Like you hear what I'm saying. This isn't like a stretch by any means. Keon Keeley might have been 2 cycles ago. You hear what I'm saying? So when you talk about Notre Dame going forward, I have to believe one of the reasons why you wouldn't go to Notre Dame, if I'm a recruit, is the stigmatism of what you can accomplish at Notre Dame. Because think about for like this generation of recruit, what have they seen Notre Dame accomplish? Go to the college football playoff and get body bagged by Clemson? Maybe if you have a really good memory, you think about the early BCS days. They go and play Alabama with Manti Te'o and company, and they just get throttled by the Fighting Eddie Lacy's at Bama. Like, that's what you remember about Notre Dame. So I think all that gives into this idea of Notre Dame, good. Are they great? Are they elite? If I want to go play in the NFL, if I want to go achieve all my dreams and play at the highest level in college football, is Notre Dame the place to do that? Maybe as a brand they are, but like in my era, as a high schooler, I haven't seen that from Notre Dame. So the opportunity here for Notre Dame is to break through the glass ceiling. I tweeted it all the way back in the summer. The most dangerous thing you could give Marcus Freeman is to give him the ammunition to walk into any living room in America and say, Marcus Freeman, head coach of Notre Dame, we're a college football playoff team. Come be a part of it. That's the dangerous thing. So imagine they go win 2 games in this thing, and they find themselves in the semifinals. The glass ceiling's been shattered at that point. At that point, you're 8 quarters away from hoisting the trophy. Like, I think that's the opportunity here. If you can prove to people this is truly a new Notre Dame in the new era of college football, that's only going to pour gasoline on talent acquisition. That's only going to pour gasoline on what Notre Dame is in the future. So for Notre Dame, it's already a success to get to the college football playoff, but the opportunity of what they could accomplish, should they keep the pedal to the metal and should they go win a couple games, glass ceiling could be shattered. And tell you what, man, you could use that glass that's been shattered from the ceiling to build a nice little trophy case. Should be a good time.